Hi everyone, this is Chiwei, and in this video I'm going to show you how I change colors when working tapestry crochet. This isn't so much of a tutorial as to just kind of show you what works for me, and obviously you can find what works for you. So right here I'm working on my Argyle cow. It changes colors a lot. So here's my graph. I'm working on finishing this last little bit and then moving to this row where there's going to be, in the lavender color, there's going to be 6 stitches, switching to a white, a lavender, a white, 6 lavenders, and then a gray. Okay, so we'll keep that there as reference. And you can see there's a lot of bobbins. Everything is wrapped around clothespins. I've got large clothespins and little clothespins. And what I like to do is, knowing that I need, I don't need this purple, but knowing that I need white, and actually I have a non-clothespin bobbin here because I ran out. I have this purple and I have this gray. I like to make sure that I've unwound enough yarn from each of the bobbins to give myself enough working yarn. And it does make it look messy, but as you're working each individual stitch, you won't notice it as much. Okay, so it looks insane, but trust me, it's going to be okay. All right, so I'm going to finish this round. And actually, I've been trying to figure out the best way to work these bobbins, and clipping it to itself was what worked best for me. So again, if you prefer keeping your bobbins loose, that's fine too. It's whatever you can do so you don't go crazy. Alright, so I'm going to finish this last stitch. It's in the purple. And I don't need this gray, so I'm actually going to, this is key, I'm going to switch it over and around my hook to the back. Now I've gotten rid of it. So I've gotten rid of this, and I'm going to join in the first stitch of the round. I'm going to just make a slip stitch. So I've made my slip stitch. I need to make a chain stitch, but I'm actually going to be making it with new yarn and not this existing one. So again, I'm going to throw this over. We're not going to need it anymore. And actually throw it around back. And I'm going to pick up the active yarn, which is actually on the other side of my diamond, which is over here. And we're going to pull this yarn all the way across. I'm going to use that to make my chain stitch. Now here, because you're pulling all this yarn, you want to make sure you give yourself enough slack. You don't want to pull it too tight, because then that'll scrunch the pattern and the cow. Okay, so you give yourself enough of a buffer, and then you're going to work into the same stitch and make your first single crochet. Now with this, the yarn that you had before, you can pull that tight, and then you won't even see it anymore. Alright, so here we're going to make 6. And each time I'm going to wrap around that yarn that I carried over. And that kind of wraps everything together, so I don't have a lot of things dangling in the back. And it's okay because it's all the same color, so you don't notice it from the front. Alright, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, number 6 is my last stitch before I switch colors, so I don't finish the stitch. Instead, I'm going to drop this yarn. I'm going to pick up a white, and I'm going to finish the stitch with the white, which is my new color. The next stitch is white, so I'm going to make 1 white stitch, but again, I don't finish the stitch, and because I'm done with the white, I'm going to drop it back. I want to drop it back over the hook. Pick up my yarn, pick up my lavender yarn again, complete the stitch, make 1 more, but don't finish, drop the stitch, drop the yarn, pick up the white, complete the stitch, make 1 white stitch, do not complete, throw it over the hook, pick up my lavender, complete the stitch. Okay, so now the 2 white yarns, I've used it, and I've thrown it back behind the hook. And now I can complete the lavender part. Now I'm coming up on my 6th stitch, and again, I will not complete it because you can see there is one stitch of gray. So here I don't complete it, I drop it, and I pick up my gray, finish the stitch with the gray, and then work the next stitch in the gray. But I don't complete it again because there's only one stitch that I'm looking for. Again, throw it behind your hook. You can pull a little bit just to make sure the stitch is tight. And now you're actually going to be picking up the lavender from the next diamond, which is out here. And that's actually this bobbin down here. Okay, so you're going to carry over that yarn, and then leave enough buffer. Okay, and then you're going to make your next single crochet, and that starts the next bit in the pattern. And that's it. So again, it looks really messy, but as you work, you're only working with the yarn in front of you. And as long as there's enough, you just kind of keep enough going and unwrap from the bobbin as you need to. And it works out really well. I hope you found this useful. Thank you.